Tuned in to www.ogskiradio.com. Broadcasting live from the east side of Los Angeles worldwide. Every Thursday night, live interviews. As long as motherfuckers show up, I guess I'll still got to do them and shit. But, I want to stop, but fuck it. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's up? They call me Jesme from Stp, setting the pace.
Where's the name Jesme come from?
You know what? That's actually it's my middle name and like one letter of my last name, and like I always felt like you should have like two of the same letters in your name to like balance it out, and I was always good with E's, so that's where Jesme was born.
And that's not your government name. They were talking about some other name that was handed down from some ancient aliens type shit.
Yeah,
we ain't trying to let them figure out too much and shit. Jesme Stp, you a bomber piecer? What?
Just a writer overall.
And why do you say a writer overall? What is that?
Well, cause I never really hit people up like, hey dog, you fucking bomb, or like, hey dog, you. I mean, I hit people up, you paint sometimes, but like, I was always like, I always hit people up like, hey, you right, like. And I mean, that's why, like, I'm a writer.
But with the writer, then all aspects, piecing, bombing.
I mean, dude, I've done stickers, scribes, obviously tags. I like to climb up high for a tag. I don't really do throw ups.
Yeah,
I've never done a throw up, a fill throw up. For those that know me.
Oh, why?
I just feel like I have better use of my paint. Like, when my homies. We go out painting and stuff. They'll do their throw-ups, and I rather just do like a nice clean outline with with some shadows, 3Ds.
Did you get as much slack as when you made that comment earlier? You like got bombarded and shit.
Yeah, everybody kind of tripped out on that one.
How long you been doing it for, man?
New Year's will be a decade, actually, 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
What got you into it though?
I was like in 6th or 7th grade, and I remember like. A bunch of kids would ride the little like transit in my city, and they would scribe on the windows with sandpaper and stuff, and I always kind of like tripped out. I was like a little ass kid. I didn't really know nobody. I was new to the city and the school, and I guess I made friends pretty easy because I approached them. I was like, hey dog, you guys want some paint? And I didn't really know a whole lot about graph back then. I mean, I seen it growing up and stuff, but yeah, I mean.
So in 6th grade, where were you getting paint? How were you the paint connect in 6th grade, though?
My dad's shop, bro. Like,
oh, serious shit?
Yeah, like my dad, he worked as a smog technician for the state. And so, like, in the back, he had all kinds of industrial paint and stuff, So shit you don't even see anymore. So, like, I mean, now I wish I wouldn't have given away because it's like some old school Krylons and shit,
Damn. Yeah. Is what you do art or is it vandalism?
You know what, bro? I've asked myself that question a lot because there's times where I've done some not so great stuff, but I feel like, especially like now in this era, like like the bar is always rising, and there's always gonna be someone better, more ballsy, like just more talented overall, and I feel like I just gotta keep on pushing myself and like taking the risks, probably a lot more than other people, because. The details I put into my stuff, like it takes more time, and I do the shading, all that stuff, like, and so the fills, all that stuff, like on a hottie, it's not the smartest thing, but like I was an artist before I was a writer, so I feel like that's where like the fine line kind of like, balances me out from me and other writers and stuff.
So are you a graph writer or an artist first? Are you
I'm
a writer?
I'm an artist first, for sure. First. Yeah. I was drawing like birds. Cars, a couple little porno scenes when I was younger, like, some 2.3 point perspective buildings, stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't that great, but I mean, you could tell what it was.
But that's what you're into before you got into graph.
Yes, sir. It's actually in my blood. My uncle is actually a tattoo artist.
Oh shit.
He's done a lot of West Coast chopper stuff, and I mean, he's not really like around like that anymore. I mean, he's alive, but like he is an alcoholic, and he blew out his brains. And the first thing he was in a coma for many years, and the first thing he drew when he woke up was Christ with the thorns on his head, which is a pen, like fresh out of coma.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Did that affect your art, man? Like,
you know what? Like just seeing everything that he's done, like, I mean, man, like it's in my blood, you know.
Damn, damn.
Yeah.
The next fucking question seems like nothing. After that, we should just end the interview. Like that, dog. What's the longest you've been on a spot, dog? Like, cause you're taking your time. You're trying to push the style. So what's the longest you've been at a spot?
On some real shit, I painted from like. Well, it depends. I mean, like, I feel like when you go on a billboard, dog, like, you gotta mentally prepare yourself to be up there for hours, bro. Because, I mean, some people, like my boy Sojin out there, fucking doesn't really like. He cares. He has a little bit less caring than I do. That dude would just stand up in front of cars and just paint. You know, like I duck on every car, bro, because you never know. And there's been times where we were hitting the billboard, and I was really, really like good on looking out for cars, and that car just so happened to be a cop, and like he would do like a stupid little crouch, and every time I tell him get down, he would just do like a little crouch. But when it was a cop, that fool dropped real quick.
Shit. What do you prefer to hit?
I like trains, bro.
Just for the time wise, or
time wise? I mean, I like I feel like just paint on metal looks really dope, you know, like especially at night, like when you can't really see shit, all you see is just like the wet the metal on the wet paint just looks badass, you know.
Did you ever go back like to a train spot because it was night and fucking you missed something?
I've never gone back to a spot because I've missed something. I feel like that's a little too risky. I just feel like I just gotta let it ride, you know, and do it better the next time. Like, there's so many times where like I'm going back at a flick and I'm zooming in and shit. I'm like, fuck, I forgot that. Or that's like the worst feeling. Oh, I forgot a 3D there. Or, you know, I forgot an outline here. Like, it's like, dog, come on.
Why do you do it?
That's a good question, bro. I feel like I do it because I like to see my name up, and there's definitely, like I said, I'd be lying if I said that there's no adrenaline rush, because there's a huge adrenaline rush. And I'm not really an adrenaline junkie, but like that thrill is just like, it's heart racing. Like, it's a crazy feel, and like, especially on those close quarter kind of spots, like, man, like, it's just like you're living life on the edge, you know. And like, that's kind of how I try to live my life, because this life's too short, you know, not to, like, too many people like stay away from the edge, and they just forgot how to live their lives and shit.
With that, will you ever stop then? I mean, you'll always live on that edge, or?
I mean, I'm going on a decade now. Yeah. You know, if I have kids and settle down and all that, then I either do one or two things: either stop completely or slow down a lot. Yeah. But either way, I'll never put down the can, though. You know, like, I mean, I've done like, you know, legals, a few murals and stuff like that, all that good stuff. But yeah, dude, I don't see myself putting down the can, bro, like forever, you know?
Because even with that, like you said, you have done murals, you do custom canvases. Yeah. Like, you could do anything anybody wants on a canvas.
Yes, sir.
For that information, I asked him what the contact would be. He said you got to ask somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, man. And then just link up. Sir. But he is available for custom work. But if you're involved in this, you should know how to get a hold of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so do you see it wrong? Like, have you made money off of your art or graph?
Yeah. I've done a lot of. I was actually working on a lot of Venice apartment buildings on big old boom lifts with my boy Hex. You know, we've done. He took me under his wing for a cool minute. Actually, we did a lot of murals and stuff like that. And Hex is a good inspiration to many people. You know. Yeah. He's an old school writer. He's respectful. You know, he holds himself up pretty good.
Definitely with the styles too.
Absolutely,
shit.
He's like he's like the pioneer of graffiti. You know.
Are there any rules? Or since you're doing your own murals in that case, man, do you have any? What's your rule like on murals?
Well, man? You know what? Like, a lot of people don't realize. I mean, I see it all the time. It's like the new thing to like hit murals and shit. Like, I mean, It's not the new thing, because like even before I was writing, like I seen it, especially like right there in downtown where that one mural was at, and everybody would just attack it like crazy. They're redoing it right now as we speak, but I just don't hit murals, bro. Yeah. I know what it's like to be at a wall all day, all week, all month. I know what it's like to just fucking like man, just bake in the sun for hours, bro. Like
Yeah.
that, dude. Like being on a ladder, bro. Like that shit wears you out. Like you get mad ladder feet. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's intense, bro. You know, and like, and it's absolute like dedication, bro. Like you have to be like, man, you have to love what you're doing. You have to be dedicated. Like it's gotta be more than just the money, you know.
Yeah. What's the craziest story you've had while doing what you do, man?
Man, craziest story. I mean, I've been like, you know, like where a cop can reach out and grab you, like for running wise, like a gang of times. But I think the craziest story was I mean, I've had a lot of near-death experiences, and I'm not proud of that. But I mean, like I wouldn't take it back or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think my craziest story was when I was younger, and me and my homie, he doesn't really paint no more, but we decided to pull an all-night mission. We went to a paint store and racked a duffel bag full of paint, and I skated out with it. Back when I used to rack, I don't rack no more.
No one does. Come
yeah,
on.
I mean, now it's more like, you know, like credit and whatnot, you know. But I mean, dog, you know, I work hard, you know, so I don't need a rack anymore, you know.
Straight up.
And so yeah, we jumped on the 50, and we headed out to LA, and I remember it was getting late, and we actually didn't rack like just regular cans. We fucked up and we racked the fucking upside down cans, the industrial ones. Yeah, that we fucked up. So we got a bunch of those, and we got a few regular ones. I remember we were hitting a spot that's a popular spot when you take the 50. It's the side divider, so the bus goes under the bridge.
Yeah.
And a cop actually rolled by and hit the lights, and we booked it up the little slope right there and jumped into the train yard right there. And we jumped on the first train that was moving actually, and he jumped on. And like, since I was a youngster back then, and like I looked low key, I had long ass hair. I mean, I kind of still do, but not to throw out description like that. But I had long hair, and I just like a white boy back then, you know, with like little fucking beads on the neck and shit, like. And
you told me you were fucking surfing on a train.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
something like that, bro. Surfing USA. And so, like, I had like a duffel bag full of paint, so I was running as fast as I can because my homie already jumped on the train, and I actually barely caught the train at the very, 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 very end of the line on the very back part, and the bag of paint was so heavy, bro. Like, I couldn't even like pull myself up. So I jumped on and I just dangled there for like a good like 7 seconds before I actually like found the strength to pull myself all the way up. And when the train stopped, we ended up in Compton. We were like, fuck, it was actually like a stacker. And when the train stopped, we actually got off, and like I found my homie. He was like way in the front. I was like all in the back. And he was like, bro, like I thought you fell off. Like call 911 and shit. Like.
Oh shit.
He was like, I called 911. I called 911 saying that you fell off and shit. That we're on a train. I just looked at the fool like, dog, like how can you be so stupid? You know, like.
I jumped off and he has a duffel bag of paint and.
Yeah, dude, like, come on, homie. And so yeah, we painted that. That was my first stacker I ever painted. First time I ever painted a train actually. And I remember that night, bro. Like. We ended up right there by TGI Fridays in Compton, bro. Like that's where the train took us. We jumped on it in the Soto. We took it all the way to Compton, like right there by TGI Fridays. And I remember I asked somebody, like, you know, I was like, excuse me, do you know where we're at? You know? He's like, not to use the N-word, but he's like, nigga, this is Compton. And I was like, oh shit, you know, I was a little ass kid, like I was like, oh shit. And then to top it off, like. That person was like, oh yeah, I got shot right here, just down the street actually. And I'm like, oh, where the fuck am I, you know? And we only had probably like $7, like not even that, probably like $4, $5. And we asked them if we could get a ride back, you know? We were stranded out there. And they were cool enough to take us back to the Staples Center. And then from the Staples Center, we ended up I mean, it was still early, bro. Like, I think we painted one more spot. Yeah. We back to LA, and then we knocked out on the tracks. And me and my homie, we kind of switched off. We were like right there, like dead in the tracks. So like a lot of like homeless people right there and stuff. A lot of sketchiness going on. And we were right there, and so me and my homie, we planned on like taking like a shift, like to wake up and keep truchas, and then we were kids, bro. I was like, fuck, like 14, 16, something like that, maybe younger. And not about right there. And so like my homie just slept the whole way. That fool just put his backpack on the rocks and knocked out. I just stayed up for the rest of the morning, dog. And we jumped on the bus like at 50, like at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., like 5:30 actually.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was cool, dog. I mean, it's one of my like one of my most memorable memories, painting with the homies and shit. So yeah, it was pretty dope.
Is graph political?
You know what? Like I feel like graph sends a message, whether it's positive or negative. So I mean, either way you put it, like it has to be political. Like you got so much like controversy, and like you got so much like anti like government stuff. Like even if people don't even write, they're just like, oh fuck the government, blah blah blah. Like so. I mean, just graffiti in general it is political. You got a lot of fuck Trump shit going on nowadays, and fuck the cops and whatnot.
Any shout outs before we cut out, man?
Shout out to the homie Ome. Shout out to my boy Bruno. He's supposed to be here pretty soon.
All right.
Shout out to my boy Hazo, Soeller, Christ, wherever he's at. Shout out to all my crew, setting the pace. Shout out to my boy Thisser and T, STKs, and much love to everyone that showed the kid love over the years. I mean, a lot. I feel like those that extra boost, that pushes me to even go harder. Like I feel like that has a lot to do with not props in general, but just like showing the kid love and shit.
Word up, man. Thanks for coming through, man. Keep up the good work, dog. OG Radio. Stay posted, more interviews to come.